Hi, my name is Delpreet, and today I'm going to be doing the final exam for Mary Ann Hernandez. I just want to let you know that the only tabs that I have open are the school tabs, and I also have an extra tab open which I'll be using for the ICD code. Not right away, the first image that I have open right now is going to be the doctor's note. So again, I already read at the school website that the patient's name is Marianne. She's on a wheelchair. So we're going to go ahead, and the first thing that we're going to look at is the doctor's note. We have the patient's full name, and we also have the date of birth, the exam type, which is going to be the right ankle without contrast. So we already know it's without contrast. We have the provider's name, we have the provider's signature, and then we also have the date, which is said recent, but it's going to be September 14th, let's just say. And again, we're going to go ahead and Google the code S9. So we're going to do it right now. S99.921A. So this says unspecified injury of right foot initial encounter. So got it. So since I already saw the screening form again beforehand, it did say that it was about the ankle, but since the ankle isn't a toe, I would call the physician, and I'll kind of just clarify on that and just kind of let them know, like, hey, it's the toe that the patient needs, not the ankle, since they're not the same thing. And again, before even moving on, I'll do that. But again, I wouldn't know because the patient wouldn't, fill out the screening form first before even coming to the site. So now, the next thing that I would do, again, the patient is the patient is going to be arriving on the wheelchair. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the scan room. So before even doing anything, I'm going to go ahead and do hand hygiene, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure there's nothing metallic on me, and I'm going to go ahead and disinfect all the tables from the previous patient that I had, headphones, any squeeze ball, anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and bring my dedicated ankle and foot coil ready for the next patient that's coming. I'm going to also bring some, like, any type of pads, straps, wedges, or anything like that that'll help uh, help aid the patient so they can be more comfortable. And again, I'm gonna bring in clean linens. I already wiped down the earplugs, or sorry, bring earplugs. I already wiped down the headphones, and go ahead and again clean up the squeeze ball. If it's not, bring a new squeeze ball. Just kind of put it on there. And since I already saw the screening form again, the patient has tattoos. We don't know if they're new. We don't know if they're old. We're gonna go ahead and bring a damp towel, so that way the damp towel can dissipate heat, so the patient doesn't burn up or something. So again, before even moving on, I'm gonna go ahead and lock the room before going out to the patient. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'll be going to the waiting area. I'm gonna go ahead and call out the patient's name, Marianne. Hi, my name is Dilpreet. I'll be your tech for today. The exam's gonna take about 45 minutes. I just want to let you know that if you're very still, we're gonna have the best results. I also want to let you know that the MRI machine is very loud, but I promise you, sorry, I won't say promise. Never make promises. I just want to let you know that the MRI machine is very safe. And again, thank you so much for choosing. Thank you so much for coming. It means a lot for us. So I'm also gonna ask her for her. So after I say all that, I'm gonna ask her for her full name and date of birth and the reason she's here today. Now, before anything, I'm gonna go ahead and transfer her from her wheelchair into the MRI safe wheelchair, because we know that it's the MRI safe, so we know she's not gonna just get pulled into the MRI machine. And after that, I'm gonna notice her tattoos. I'm gonna ask them, "Hey, are these new tattoos? Where'd you get them from? How recent are they? Do they hurt, or like what's going on?" And again, I'm gonna let her know that you might feel some type of sensation, and to let me know if she does, so that way we can move on. So before even bringing her into the changing room, I'm gonna ask her, "Do you need to use the restroom before anything?" So I'm looking at the school website now, and so we've done that, and I'm gonna open up these screening forms. And okay, got it. Okay. So now, once we're inside the changing room, this is kind of where I let her know, hey, I need you to change into these two gowns that I have provided. I'm gonna make sure that you take off any jewelry, cards, phone, keychains, anything like that, and go ahead and change it to these materials. Make sure to change everything. I'm gonna provide her also with socks, non-slip socks. And again, since she is a fall risk, since she can't stand up, I'm gonna have another female help her, since it is a female. And once everything is done, we're gonna go ahead and let her know that the exam is gonna take about 45 minutes. Just letting her know again. And this is when we start talking about the screening form. Now, okay, so now I'll be reviewing a screening form with the patient. So again, you can see her full name, everything is correct, and height. Okay. So something that kind of pops out to me right away is the fact that it says right toe. So again, we already saw the screening form. This is when I would call the physician, really let him know, hey, the patient said right toe, and you're talking about right ankle. So we just want to make sure that we're not getting mixed up, and she actually is here for the right ankle, but she wrote right toe. So again, once we get clarified, it is the right toe, we're gonna proceed. I'm gonna let my radiologist know, because it's never bad to be like really sure. And again, the patient at the bottom did say that they have a history with working with metal, and she said there might be some type of metal fragment in her eyes. Sorry, there's a car outside really loud. So before even moving on, we're gonna let her know, hey, we need to do an X-ray, and again, gonna let the radiologist know even once we're done with the X-ray, or even before we do the X-ray, like this is what she wrote, just to be really safe. And she also said that she had knee surgery on the 2020. And again, if she had joint replacement, we're gonna need to look at the implant card. If there is no implant card, we need to go back to the manufacturer's website. Just make sure everything is really completed there. Everything is set. And again, we just want to make sure it's MRI safe. That's it. So again, so the patient does take two medicines, which is Lexapro and penicillin, which are allergy. I should document those right away. The female is not pregnant, and she is not breastfeeding. Again, she does have tattoos. And again, if anything needs to be changed, I'll go ahead and change it. I'll have the patient also initial. So the patient was there and they witnessed it, and they kind of changed it themselves, because it's safer that way. Again, if something does happen, it's the patient's initial, and you're not kind of, faking it. So, so when the patient is ready, I'm going to go ahead and, transfer her over to the MRI room. Now, again, when the patient is transferring over, again, I'm just going to remind her, hey, if anything you feel uncomfortable, let us know. Once we arrive into the room, we're going to unlock it, bring her in, and I'm going to help transfer her from the wheelchair onto the table. Again, the little pivot maneuver. And once she's going to be supine, laying back, and she's going to go foot first into the machine. You're going to have her right ankle in the coil, everything ready. I'm going to go ahead and place pads and cushions to really comfort her, and kind of put the things between her toes as much as possible, so that way she feels really comfortable. Again, I'm going to use a vitamin E spot on the tender spot of her foot, and I'm also going to have her like kind of dorsiflex a little, again, as much comfortable the patient is. And again, the straps, I don't want to make them too tight. Again, patient being more comfortable is more important than being hurt. And again, I'll provide the earplugs to her. I'll also provide the squeeze ball, and kind of let her know, if you feel any tingling sensation, any burning, anything like that, let us know. And for the laser landmark, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the right ankle, and it's going to be the forefoot. And yeah, so the patient is going to be inside. We got the squeeze ball, we got the headphones. We're going to let her know. Again, the exam's going to take about 45 minutes. If there's anything that you need, let us know. The squeeze ball, will come out right to you if you feel any tingling sensation. We're also going to apply the damp cloths that we brought, so that way they can dissipate the heat. So right now I have a picture pulled up of the MRIs, and I will let you guys know how I'll be planning my MRI. So the first picture is going to be a sagittal. Now the sagittal picture is going to be from left to right, so you're cutting the body in half. And now this picture is going to be planned slices parallel to the metatarsals, so it's going to be covering skin to skin, and it's going to be from medial all the way to lateral, and it's going to be including the toes all the way to the talus. Now the second image is a coronal, even though it looks like an axial, but it's not, because this is the foot, and a coronal kind of slices our body from front and back. So when you're kind of doing an axial of the foot, it looks like a coronal, but it's not. But it's like a screen going this way, so it just chops, and you're kind of looking at it from an upper view. So again, for the coronal, I'll be planning the slices parallel to the long axis to the metatarsals. And it's going to be covering the tip of the toes all the way to the calcaneus, and it's going to be planned to dorsal. And the last picture is going to be an axial, and it doesn't look like an axial, but again, you have the foot like this, and you're scanning all the way down, so, and then you just kind of chop it, and you're going to see like an upper view of that. Now for the axial, I'm going to be doing the slices perpendicular, covering all the way from the tips of the toes all the way to the bases of the metatarsals, and the coverage is also going to be plantar all the way to the dorsal. Now, between sequences, I'll let the patient know, ask them how they're feeling. You're doing a great job. The more still you are, the better the pictures are going to be for us. And also let the patient know that if there's any tingling sensation, go ahead and use a squeeze ball. We'll come out there right away. And also let her know we just got a few more protocols to run through, or sequences to run through, and it should take about 10 minutes, or just kind of along the lines, to just let her know we're almost done. And so I'm back at the school website, and I'm looking, so what steps will be followed to escort once it's all done, and how will I complete? Okay, so again, once everything is done, I'm going to go ahead and remove the coils, help her back into her wheelchair, and I'm going to transfer her back into the changing room. I'm gonna have a nurse help her again, change back since she is a fall risk, and we want to make sure no one is hurt, everyone is safe. And once she changes back and everything, I'm gonna let her know the radiologist will get back to you within 1 to 2 days. Thank you so much. Just let her know that it was amazing working with her, and yeah, so once she's on the way. So once that's all done, we're going to go ahead and grab those pictures, make sure that they're on packs and everything. Before closing everything, we want to make sure that the patient, everything is documented about the two medicines, how the MRI went. We also want to make sure that we documented how they performed, also the x-rays that we also performed on the orbitals, and everything else with that. And again, once the patient is gone, you're going to go back into that room, you're going to clean everything, and you're going to want to prepare that room again for the next patient that's going to be in there. That is all. Thank you so much, and I hope I covered everything. Thank you.